Welcome everyone. Sheila and Amy's final team call, and Amy's on there, but all we're seeing is red, so I'm not sure what. Amy's in a foul mood or something.
Oops, I didn't know it opened.
She's seeing red.
It was loading. Oh gosh, I hope, yeah, you've been listening to me talk to my roommate too.
No, we didn't.
Okay.
We started.
There's I just barely loaded it. I seem to have problems when my computer hard drive failed, so I got a new computer.
Okay, so we started recording, and welcome to everybody to Beth. Hi, Beth. And hi to Anna. And hi to Amy, wherever you are. So, couple of things I'd like to cover. And Amy and Anna and Beth, you be thinking if there's something you'd like to have on the agenda tonight. I'll tell you what I'd like to cover, and you guys tell me what you'd like to cover. How does that sound? I'd like to talk about, it's our final team call. So I want to see if there's some things that we can celebrate, some things we've learned or accomplished that the challenge have helped us with this time, or with each other has helped us with. The second thing I wanted to talk about is our habit of health this week, which is avoiding the yo-yo mentality. And then I want to hear from any of you. So Anna, you were the first one on tonight. Is there anything you'd like to add to our agenda?
That sounds good to me.
Okay. I didn't know if you have any questions or burning things to share that you've learned this week, but we'll cover that in our learning thing. How about you, Beth? Any questions? Any things in addition that you'd like to add to the agenda?
Well, I'll just add to what you said about the yo-yo. I watched I was at the meeting with the whole big meltdown challenge thing. You know,
Yeah. That was yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah. I heard something that really hit home, so I'll be sharing that.
Oh, good. I'm excited to hear that. Wonderful. Thank you, Beth. Okay, and let's see who have we got here. It looks like RuthAnn. Hi, RuthAnn. She's not hearing us yet, though.
Hi.
There you are. Hi.
Hi.
We're recording, and we just went over what our agenda is. So basically, we're going to start with celebrating, and then we're going to talk about our habit of health, which is avoiding the yo-yo mentality. So, Anna, since you were our first one on tonight, is there anything that you can share with us you'd like to celebrate that you feel like you've accomplished the last 6 weeks, that you've learned about yourself?
I think, like, for me, like, I was reading a book called Intuitive Eating during this time, too. And I think I've really gotten a lot of the mindless snacking gone. I mean, I still snack here and there, but I feel like I've got it under control a lot better than I have in the past.
So tell me what you mean by mindless snacking. So, because I'm recording this.
I guess eating for your emotions, you know, like you're tired, eating, you're bored, you're eating. And just kind of really thinking, like, why am I eating this? You know, is okay, you know. I mean, because let yourself enjoy things with here and there, but just figure out why you're wanting to eat. So I think I've done a lot of that this last 6 weeks.
You know, so what have you learned? What are some of the reasons in the past you would
I'm tired, really tired. Tired's a big one from having kids and not sleeping well. Mm-hmm. Frustrating, just, I don't know, just kind of comforts you, but you got to figure out comfort in different ways.
You know, our body, it becomes physical. A lot of our eating that we think might be emotional eating actually is a reaction to our blood sugar dropping if we've skipped a meal or if we haven't slept.
Yeah.
Our body is doing its job by craving something that's high in carbs, so it'll quickly bring our blood sugar up. And so many times we think, oh, I'm this, but a lot of the reason things are getting to us and we're becoming emotional is because physically we haven't had enough sleep. Or physically we haven't eaten every 2 or 3 hours to keep our blood sugar level, and we think it's that we're out of control emotionally. But if we were taking care of ourselves physically, we would, you know, would be more level emotionally as well. That connection of mind and body and spirit is very real. So I'm glad you've learned that. So tell me who's the author of that book, so in case anybody's listening, they're interested.
Evelyn Tribole.
Mm-hmm.
Here, I'll show a picture. It's right here.
And what was their story? I'm sure that they had a story, and that's why they wrote the book. Intuitive eating, a revolutionary
program that works.
Okay, so what was their story?
It talks a lot about like why we eat what we eat, and basically kind of I don't know, like one of the things I really liked was the Last Supper mentality. She was talking about how, you know, I'm going to diet tomorrow, so tonight I'm going to eat all that junk, you know, and then you don't start from the next day. Okay, well, tomorrow I'm going to, you know, and you just eat and eat and eat. And it just talks about, you know, just eat now the way you should, you know, and don't like make foods bad or good. You know, I mean, there's certain times that you should have certain things that occasionally, but not all the time. And but basically just really thinking about what you're eating.
So, boy, that Last Supper mentality really ties into the yo-yo mentality.
Yeah, and I think that's a big one that I've noticed I do. And just today I'm going to eat like this, not tomorrow. So.
Well, since I had that handful of popcorn, I may as well go home and have 2 bowls of ice cream.
Yeah, you already ruined it, so.
Aren't we funny? Yeah. Okay. So thank you for sharing that, Anna. Okay, Beth, I'm anxious to hear from you of what you could celebrate, what you've learned this time.
Well, what I have learned is that I've learned a lot about myself. And so, like, within the next 24 hours, I'm in the process of creating a list of what I know about myself concerning good health. And a lot of that I've learned, you know, from team posts. That's just been, this time I had an emotional breakdown like for a long time, and those team posts got me through. I have to tell you, you know, I mean, people just taking a little time to write a note just helped me. And I read it and I thought, you know, you're doing fine. Just keep going, one foot in front of the other. So thank you, team. And the other thing is, well, I'll just tell you some of the things on my list, like about the blood sugar. I think it was day 6. One of our readings was so powerful. It had a really good visual of how the blood sugar affects our bloodstream and our insulin release and everything. And I have a brother and a sister that both have type 2 diabetes. My dad had it. And I have 2 insulin resistant sisters. And I know that I'm really susceptible to it. So I got to be careful with that. I loved it. Sleep, water, planning food ahead, my workouts that work for me and don't wear me out. You know, I'm kind of like challenged by the fact that my body's aging and I can't do the stuff I used to. Okay, and then this is what well, it's just kind of what Anna said. It's the same thing about the yo-yo. Whoever our guest was last night on the big thing, I can't remember his name. I have it written down somewhere, but I can't see it right now. Anyway, he said, if we have a plan, then we know what works for it and what doesn't. He said, it's like you're saying, I'm going to go to LA. And you get on the road to LA. Well, you don't really ever get there because you allow yourself to go on these other roads. And sometimes we go back, get on the road to LA, and then when we go back on that road, we know it's not going to get us to LA. Do we really want to go there? And so I love that.
Was it Dr. Anderson? Was it Dr. Anderson? It sounds like something he would have said.
No, it's a guy who wrote some books. Yeah, well, I'm sure Dr. Anderson's, let me just see if I can pull it up here. I think I have it. Hang on.
Sounds like Wayne Anderson.
It's Kevin McCarthy.
Oh, Kevin McCarthy.
And he says he wrote this thing like on purpose, doing things on purpose.
Oh, yeah.
And if you want to look at his stuff, you can go to onpurpose.com.
Okay.
And find out. And he says to ask these questions: who am I? Why am I here? Where am I going? How will I get there? And what's important?
Well, I've heard some of those questions before.
Yeah, me too. Me too. And I've answered them, but now I have a kind of a new perspective of how to answer them. So anyway, he said that we need to really get our visions and get our intentions correct. And then, you know, if we find ourselves going to Moab instead of LA, we're going, well, I guess I really want to go to Moab, you know, or else we can say, wait, I've been to Moab and I'm going to LA. Get off that road and don't go back. So anyway.
Powerful image.
Yeah, it was really powerful. And so that's why I thought, all right, then the next thing I get to do, you know, the challenge is ending. I'm going to create my list of what I know, what works for me. And that's my roadmap. And if I'm not doing those things, I get to go back and get on the road and say, are you still going to go to those other places?
Yeah.
You may not like it. So anyway.
Good job. Wow. Thank you for sharing that.
Sure.
That was really good. So, I like to think about we're on that journey and that we're using a GPS to guide us. And sometimes, have you ever used a GPS and you took a wrong turn? Does the GPS shout at you, or does it just say rerouting and it tells you what to do to get back on? Yeah. And sometimes our negative self-talk, we start to tell ourselves we don't really want to go to LA. Yeah. We start to rationalize. So I like to think of that journey as well, and the roadmap and the GPS to guide us. And we have all the tools. We know what to do to get to LA. Yeah. We let ourselves sidetrack sometimes. Okay, Amy, can you hear us? And can you share with us anything you learned or any insight to celebrate?
Yeah. Well, I learned a lot doing assessments that sometimes we're not quite as healthy as we think we are, even though we're doing all right. That weight's not the final thing. Not that I'm not that unhealthy. I'm pretty healthy, but I think that's one thing is paying attention and getting checkup. Because I had my annual checkup during this challenge as well, and I'm a little off on my calcium and my iron. So there's always things you can be working on for sometimes you gotta say, okay, I'm gonna focus on getting enough sleep. That's all I can do. But I think most of the habits were a little easier for me. I was getting to sleep because I started doing better on my water. But I've been doing these challenges off and on for a full year, which is nice. And so I'm kind of in that point where I'm finding things a little bit. So yeah, so that's good. And I'm doing really well. And I posted a meditation I've been doing a few days ago, and I've been doing it for a week now. I'm trying to do it for 21 days. I really like it. It lasts 6 to 8 minutes.
Uh-huh.
Is that my niece that's talking?
I'm hearing somebody.
And is that your? Tell them Amy's talking and pipe down. Not kids, and then just kidding. Anyhow, so the meditation thing, and the word I picked that I've been doing, because she has you pick a word for the last 2 minutes, and I picked strength, and I finished the meditation and I feel mentally, emotionally, physically strong. Now it's my dog that's barking. Great. Anyhow, so it's and the more days in a row I do it, I'm yeah, I'm trying to do it in the morning or midday instead of at the end of the day, because I finish meditating, I feel calm, but I feel strong, and I'm wait, I need to be doing this in the morning, so it's flowing through my whole day. But yeah, when I finish this little round, I don't know if I'm going to do the same word. Well, she says do it for 21 days, so we'll do that. But I want to keep doing it and just pick some other words like kindness or happiness or something like that to focus on. And it's, it's 6 to 8 minutes, and it's really easy to do, and you feel really good. So, yeah, I'm going to keep rolling with the meditation. I feel like that helps me with the emotional stuff, which leads to crazy eating. So,
good.
Now do it in the daytime.
Good. Thank you for sharing that, Amy. Okay, RuthAnn, you are our last one on. Will you share with us anything you've learned in the last, well, not anything, something that's standing out in your mind that you've learned in the last round, and something you feel like you could celebrate?
I don't know. I guess just that I have to keep going and keep at it, and like she said, I got to keep going to LA instead of keep getting detoured.
Yeah. So what is it that tends to detour you, Anna? I mean, RuthAnn.
That's okay. I don't know. This round has been. We just sent my parents to Fiji.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it's kind of been different, without them. And and then we've had sick kids, and I don't know, it's like I just keep getting like all this stuff happening to me. And I had a doctor's appointment, and just like a checkup kind of thing, and they're like, you've got to take care of you and like figure out how to de-stress. And so anyways, I loved what Amy posted about that meditation, and I'm like, I'm gonna get up earlier. Like my kids get up at 6 to start getting ready for school, so I'm like, I'm gonna get up before them and try doing that meditation just so I can figure out how to de-stress, because they're like, you're hanging on to all this stress and doing so much that you can't lose weight right now. Your body's trying to hang on to it. So I don't know.
True. It's so true. It happens. Something I learned, and I'm not embarrassed to say that for some of my life, I was really struggling, and I went to counseling, to a therapist. And one of the things she taught me very first is you can't pour from an empty vessel.
Yeah.
She said you can't give and give and give. And if you don't replenish your own self, you won't have anything else to give. Everybody else will have to be then taking care of you. Mm-hmm. So we have to take care of ourselves along the way, or we're going to have other people taking care of us. And that's just the bottom line.
Yeah.
So we have to, it's like you've all heard this, but it's like the airline that they tell you if there's an emergency and then oxygen pops down, you have to first put your own mask on and then help the other people, because you help them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm glad that you guys have learned some things along the way. I wish I'd been as smart as you guys are in your youth. In my youth, I wish I'd have been that smart. I thought somehow it was selfish to take care of myself. And when I looked at other people that spent hours at the gym, I judged them because I thought they were neglecting something else that was more important. And I didn't realize that they had a lot better balance in their life, and that they understood they only have one body, Yeah. And something I talked to some of my clients about last week, as we were talking about support, is about taking care of ourselves. And imagine you get a brand new car, how you baby that car, and how you put, you check the oil and you use the right kind of fuel and you do everything. But, if something happened to your car, you could buy a new car. But we treat our bodies not as well as we treat a car. We don't say, I'm only going to put premium fuel in here. We put junk in here and think it should keep going and going. Or else we don't give it the fuel it needs. It can't keep going. And somehow, we think that, and we can't replace us. Right. We're the only one we'll ever have forever. This is the body we'll have. So I really liked the analogy about LA. I appreciate you sharing that, Beth. And I'm just looking through and more of the people that have answered this survey, those of you who haven't answered it yet, one of the questions is do you want to do the challenge next time? And part of the reason that's on there is to help me know, well, do I want to try to host another team? Do I want to host the team again if nobody wants to do it? And the majority of people answering it do want to do it. So I'll go ahead and get my room opened up tonight and send a link so that we can get, I think it starts 1st of March. I don't know which day it starts. And so, it's easy to earn that same $20 back plus an extra 10. So it works out well. And if you've earned your money back on your last one, I hadn't realized it goes into this pool, and then when you go to pay, you say you want to pay from your credits. And so I kept paying again and again. And I just looked last time, and I had like almost $100 in credits from 2 or 3. I'm like,
I noticed that too. I'm actually going to cash mine out this time and go buy some fun gear sizing. But me and Adam noticed it at the same time, and I was like, have you seen? We have money there.
Yeah. So there you go. So I mean, that's a better investment than any money I've put in the bank. That's for sure. That's a lot better rate of return. It's about double. So
Yeah.
that's good. All right. So those of you who aren't joining us, if you change your mind, we'd love to have you anytime. Maybe we'll just send you a link to our team calls anyway. I don't know.
You know, I'm probably not doing it next time just because I've got my 2 races.
Right. And
During that.
That's fine.
But I keep meaning to do like some strength over the thing. I should do the strength training class.
We'd love that. And you know, as a coach, you can go in there and see everybody's emails. And so even if you don't get a chance to do it before we end this one, I think all of us would love you to email us those links. So even after the challenge is ended, we could still access them through our email.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I'm doing more strength training at the gym, but it would be fun to share it with.
Yeah. So if you'd rather have a link from Amy as an email, raise your hand.
Oh yeah, that'd work.
Yeah, we'd all like a link, Amy.
Okay. And, you know, and if I commit to doing it, then I have to do it. So
well, the thing is, don't feel like you have to do it all before you send it. Just do a little one and send us a little one to work on, and then another little one.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that would be fun. Exercise with Amy. We'd love it.
There you go.
We'd love it. I'd rather exercise with you than that girl with the fake boobs on the thing, you know?
Oh gosh. Yeah.
You didn't hear me say that, did you? Yes. She doesn't look real, does she?
Yeah.
But it still did motivate me to think I want to look like her someday, maybe. Okay.
Yeah.
So. All right. Amy's a real person, real healthy. I know the other girl is too. So I'm being judgmental because I'm jealous. Okay.
No, I know.
I have to tell you, Beth. I thought of you on Sunday, Beth, and I just have to share this in closing. We sang "Lead Kindly Light," and I thought of Beth and got teary through the whole thing. So it's Beth and I have had some tender mercies with that song. So I thought of Beth a lot while I was singing them on Sunday. So.
Thank you.
I miss you, Beth.
I miss you too. I said I wasn't going to sign up next time, and I thought because I don't want to, put the stress on of trying to earn the points. And I thought, well, you don't have to earn the points. You can just sign up and get the good stuff and not worry, about the things that are starting to become annoying.
Right. That's what I did this time. Is I think you could, if you got every point, it would be like 2,000, but you only have to get 1,500. So if I don't want to deal with that food log, don't deal with it.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. And so put that in your, that you haven't liked it, because they're going to review those and see. And they're going to ask me for a synopsis of what my team thought. And most everybody, that's been their number one pet peeve is
yeah.
So I will pass it on. Alrighty. Well, I sure appreciate all of you, and I hope we'll see each other again next time. And let's end with our fist to the other, pound it. Okay, everybody?
I'm doing it.
All right. Woohoo! Go make it a great evening, everybody.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.